Today is the perfect day to be shooting marshmallows at cars passing by. Like this noisy one coming up now. I got him. Just kidding. I'm not really shooting marshmallows at cars. Well, maybe one. But anyway, I finished putting together this cool marshmallow shooter this week. And soon, my grandkids are going to be fighting over who gets to play with this thing first, which means I'll end up making another one. But in case you've never seen one, this is a marshmallow shooter. With the force of your own air, you should be able to shoot this thing maybe 60 or 70 feet. I'm getting shots that are ending up just about across the street. So let me let you in on a little secret. You see this 1/2-inch PVC pipe? This is also a very effective marshmallow shooter. In fact, what do you think would shoot farther, the gun or the pipe? The pipe actually shoots about 10 to 20 feet farther. With this, I was getting shots across the street, while with the gun, they were landing in the street. So the question, why would you go through the trouble of making a gun when you could just use this? Well, I'll answer that question by asking you a question. Why would anybody buy a fancy sports car? Because it's cool. There's a lot of really cool marshmallow gun designs online. So I took some of those ideas, combined them with some of my own, and came up with this. It's got a really slick paint job. I put an orange tip on here so nobody thinks this is a real weapon from a long distance away. It's got a scope, it's got a second handle, and I put these rubber feet on the bottom so this thing can stand up on its own. It also has a 6-cylinder, which is pretty cool, and a pen light in the front, so you can play this in the dark. Now, the different lengths of the PVC don't matter so much, although I did notice that a longer barrel does make this thing shoot farther. Now, I'm going to give you more details on how I made this after this 1-minute montage. Now I'm going to give you some general dimensions and some tips on how to make your own marshmallow blaster. For this project, you're going to need about 5 feet of 1/2-inch PVC pipe, 2 T's, 2 elbows, 2 caps. For the caps, I used these rubber chair legs that are 7/8 inch inside diameter. These had a ridge on the bottom, so I sanded them perfectly flat. If you don't want to buy these or you can't find them, you can just use PVC caps, but it's not going to stand on its own. It's not necessary to glue the PVC pieces together, but that certainly is an option. Fortunately, I had a pen light that fit perfectly inside the PVC. If you can't find one, you can always glue or tape a larger flashlight to the outside. For the optional 6-cylinder, I glued 6 PVC pieces together by placing them around a section of PVC. Before gluing them together, I put some tape on the outside. As the glue dried, this allowed for a looser fit. Before painting, I sanded the PVC using some fine grit sandpaper. Then I cleaned off the dust. For the paint, I used Rust-Oleum Green, which says it can be used on plastic. For added protection, I added a lacquer spray on top of the paint, but any finish like this one will protect it from scratching so easily. To cut the PVC, I used this inexpensive cutting tool. It works really well. For the sight, you can glue a section of PVC pipe, but I found this plastic clip in my stash of junk and it fit perfectly. Lastly, a word on the marshmallows. If they sit out too long and start to get hard, they tend to jam up your gun. Also, when loading the marshmallows into the chamber, keep the flat side of the marshmallow toward the opening or facing you. This is going to give you better results. As usual, thanks for watching Alley Picked. I really appreciate your time. The more people that subscribe and watch my videos, the quicker I can quit my job and do this full time. Until next time, I'll meet you in the alley.